Good morning, everyone. I welcome you again to the lecture series of object-oriented programming using C++. Today we'll be discussing about new and delete keywords and cout and cin. I'll be telling you people in detail what all these terminologies are and where they are used in C++. So these are the list of topics to be covered. The dynamic memory allocation, new and delete keywords in C++, cout and cin as well. So what do you mean by memory allocation? Memory allocation is a process by which computer programs and services are assigned with physical or virtual memory space. Memory allocation is the process of reserving a partial or complete portion of computer memory for the execution of programs and processes. Memory is the processes by which information is encoded, stored, and retrieved. Encoding allows information that is from the outside world to reach our senses in the forms of chemical and physical stimuli. And allocation is something that you set aside for use. Of instance, if you want to set aside a certain amount of hard drive space for an application, you can allocate how much in the settings. There are two types of memory allocation. Number one, static allocation of memory, and number two, dynamic allocation of memory. Now, the placement of blocks of information in a memory system is called memory allocation. To allocate memory, it is necessary to keep in information of available memory in the system. If memory management system finds sufficient free memory, it allocates only as much memory as needed, keeping the rest available to satisfy future requests. If sufficient memory is not available, swapping of blocks is done. So how do you allocate memory to in C++? We can allocate memory at runtime within the heap for the variable of a given type using a special operator in C++ which returns the address of the space allocated. So now this operator is called as new operator. So as I've already told you that memory allocation has two core types. One is static memory allocation, in which the program is allocated memory at compile time. In static memory allocation, size of the memory may be required for the calculation that must be defined before loading and executing the program. In case of dynamic memory allocation, the programs are allocated with memory at runtime. It is the process of assigning the memory space during the execution time or the runtime. What is the advantage of allocating memory dynamically? When we do not know how much amount of memory would be needed for the program beforehand, then we go for dynamic memory allocation. Otherwise, if we know about the memory allocation in advance, then we use static memory allocation. Now, static memory allocation we can do by using stack and heap. Let's start with stack. Stack stores information in such a manner that the item stored last is the first item retrieved. In digital computer, it is essentially a memory unit with an address register that can count only after an initial value is loaded into it. Two operations of stack are insertion and deletion, commonly known as push and pop. If you want to insert any item into the stack, we need to call push function. If you need to delete something from the stack, then we need to call pop function. stack always follows LIFO approach, last in, first out. So dynamic memory is useful for main memory, where lots of it is better and the memory can be refreshed in the background. The static memory would be something you initialized a pointer to in C before doing a write. Dynamic memory would be memory you get either through malloc or by using the stack. Malloc and calloc you have studied in C. Now the heap memory. Structures whose size varies dynamically. Structures that are allocated dynamically. Structures created by a function call that must survive after the call returns. What are the issues related with heap memory? The allocation and free space management. And the second is deallocation and garbage collection. So to allocate memory dynamically in C, what library functions you have used? Malloc and calloc, and free and realloc to deallocate memory. So these were all defined in which standard library? stdlib, that is standard library. These were the functions which were present in that header file. So can you give me an example of static memory allocation? Yes, array is an example of static memory allocation, whereas linked list, queue, and stack, they are the examples of dynamic memory allocation. You all have studied list, queue, and stack in data structures, and you have studied arrays also in C and data structure both as well. So these were the examples of static and dynamic memory allocation. Next is new keyword. The dynamic memory allocation in C or C++ refers to performing memory allocation manually by programmer. Dynamic allocated memory is allocated on heap or on stack. What are the applications? One use of dynamically allocated memory is to allocate memory of variable size, which is not possible with compiler allocated memory except variable length arrays. The most important use is flexibility provided to programmers. We are free to allocate and deallocate memory whenever we need and whenever we don't need anymore. There are many cases where this flexibility helps. For example, in case of linked list, tree, etc. So how it is different from memory allocated to normal variables? For normal variables like integer a, character a, etc., memory is automatically allocated and deallocated. For dynamically allocated memory like integer pointer p equals to new integer, and in the capital brackets you need to write the number. Let's say 10. It is programmer's responsibility to deallocate memory when no longer needed. If programmer does not deallocate memory, it causes memory leak. What is memory leak? Memory is not deallocated until program terminates. In C, we uses malloc and calloc function to allocate memory dynamically at runtime. C++ supports new operators known as new and delete to perform the task of allocating and freeing the memory in a better and easier way. So now, what is new operator? The new operator denotes a request for memory allocation on the free store. If sufficient memory is available, new operator initializes the memory and returns the address of the newly allocated and initialized memory to the pointer variable. So as you can all see, what is the syntax to use the new operator? To allocate memory of any data type, the syntax is there has to be a pointer variable, then equals to new is the keyword. It has to be in small letters only, and the data type. For example, integer pointer p equals to new int. I have shown two methods here. You can opt any one. Personally, I always go for the second method, in which on one line only you declare also and define. Both the things are done using a single statement, whereas in the first option you need to write two statements, one for declaring and then second for initializing. So that can be done using single statement also. Like you can see on the screen, integer pointer p equals to new, which is the keyword, and then comes int. I hope it is clear to everyone how to use new keyword. Now initialize memory, we can also initialize the memory using new operator. Integer pointer p, that has to be a pointer variable, new integer, and then the value like 25, 7. In the second example, I have written float value 75.25. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now next is delete operator. Since it is programmer's responsibility to deallocate dynamically allocated memory, programmers are provided delete operator by C++ language. The syntax of which is delete and the variable name. That's it. The release memory pointed by pointer variable, delete pointer variable. Here, pointer variable is the pointer that points to the data object created by new. This is the P which is being created by using the new keyword. So this is how you use delete operator and new operator, or you can say new and delete are the keywords which are used for dynamic memory allocation in C++. Now next is basic output in C++. How to give basic output to the, how to get basic output in C++. Now to get the outputs in C++, you need to use cout. What is that? First, let's discuss what is an output stream. A sequence of characters from the computer to an output device. To output information in C++, we will use a variable called cout. The identifier cout stands for common output. Cout is a predefined variable in C++ that indicates you are going to output a stream of characters to an output device. Cout uses an operator called the insertion operator, referred to as put2. The insertion operator requires two operands. For our purposes, the operand on the left will be the cout variable and the operand on the right will be an expression. For example, if you want to print your name, you have to write cout, then the insertion operator, and then your name in double quotes. Like for example, I have written cout hello world. So when you run this program, hello world will be printed on your screen. If you want to print your address or anything, you just have to use cout, then the insertion operator, and then you have to use double quotes. Everything which is written in double quotes is printed as it is on the output screen. Is it clear to everyone? Now let's move on to the basic input in C++. A sequence of characters from an input device to the computer. To input information in C++, we will use a variable called cin. The identifier cin stands for common input. Cin is a predefined variable in C++ that indicates you are going to input a stream of characters from an input device. Cin uses an operator called the extraction operator. You will often see the extraction operator referred to as get from. The extraction operator requires two operands. For our purposes, the operand on the left will be the Cin variable and the operand on the right will be a variable, for example, character, int, float, etc. So whenever you want to take input from the keyboard or at runtime, you need to use Cin in C++. You were using printf in C for output and scanf for taking input from keyboard in C. So now in C++, you have to use cout and cin. So now whatever you have done in C, all the programs which you have made in C, that entire program and all those programs can now be converted into C++ program by using cout in place of printf and cin in place of scanf. What you need to do is, other than these two important changes, you need to save your file by using .cpp extension. While in C you were using .c extension, now in C++ you have to use .cpp extension. Which header file you have to use in C++? IO stream, that is input output stream. Whereas in C you were using standard library, standard input output, stdio. Whereas in C++ you have to use IO stream, input output stream header file. Then these two basic change you have to do, and then the entire program which you have written in C can now be converted into C++. Number one change, printf, C out in place of printf and C in place of scanf. In place of standard input output header file, you have to use IO stream. And while saving the file, instead of using .c extension, you now have to use .cpp extension for C++, for writing codes in C++. So this is the general form for Cin. Cin, then comes the extraction variable, extraction form, and then variable names. Any number you can write, like it can be a character, it can be an integer, anything. And you can read more than one variable also. Unlike the output statement, which may contain constants, variables, or more complicated expressions, the only items that may be specified in an input statement are the names of one or more variables. The purpose of an input statement is to fill a memory location. The only memory locations that may be modified while the program is running are those named by variables. So this was about the basic Cin and cout of C++. These are the two basic output and input functions which has to be used while printing and scanning of, while printing the statements or while scanning your variable from the, while reading your variable from the keyboard. So C++ uses a standard library, defines a handful of stream objects that can be used to access what are considered the standard sources and destinations of characters by the environment. So cout is the standard output, and on most program environments, the standard output by default is the screen, and the C++ stream object defined to access it is cout. And while in case of Cin, the most common programming environments, the standard input by default is the keyboard, and the C++ stream object defined to access it is Cin. That's what I've said before. When you want to read something from the keyboard, you have to use Cin. And similarly, when you want to put something on the screen, you have to use cout and C++. I hope it is clear to everyone. Thank you so much for listening to my lecture. Have a good day.